How to checkmate with a king and rook. First of all, with a king and rook checkmate, you can't just use the rook. You also have to use the king. So we have to use both of our pieces. Second of all, what we want to do is we want to take away squares from this king's being able to move. So what we should do is cut the board in half. Now the opponent's king is in this box right here. They can only move between these squares, and our goal is to slowly shrink it. They, let's say, play king f5. How can we shrink that box? Rook e4. We're taking away squares from this king moving. Let's say the king goes to f6. How do we shrink the box? We can't move the rook anywhere to shrink the box. What we can do is move the king to f4. Now, I know the king can go 1, 2, 3 moves here to escape, but we can just slide our king back out of the way to prevent the king from going there. So we don't have to worry about it. This is now our box. How do we shrink the box? Oh, sorry, they go king g6. How do we shrink the box? Rook e5. They go king f6. We can't now shrink the box, though, because none of our pieces can move anywhere that our opponent king can't capture us. We can't put a king next to another king, and we can't go rook e6 because he's going to take. And we can't go rook e7 because he's going to take. So what we have to do is we have to play a waiting move, king e4. Now we put our opponent in zugzwang, where they have no more good moves. Whatever move they make, they're slowly going to lose something. They go king f7. Now we take space with king f8. They go king g7. How do we shrink the box? King e6, rook e6. This is now their box. They have very little move. Let's say they go king f7. What do we play? A waiting move. King e5, moving the king back. They go rook g7. They go king g7. We go rook f6, shrinking the box even smaller. They go king g8. What do? We could play rook g6 check, but then their king is going to escape the box. We need to bring our king closer. We can go king e6. They go rook g7, king g7. We go king e7. They go king g8. We cut their king off on the back rank now. Now we reach the second stage of checking mating with a king and rook. Their king goes to h8, and we want to bring our king to any square on this rank. We cut the black king on the back rank, and we make sure to move our rook on. We move our rook away from our opponent's king. Now they have two options. They can go king f8, which walks into checkmate after rook a8, as our pieces control the opponent's area, or they go king h8. After they go king h8, we will play the move king g6, forcing them to go back to g8, where we do the same exact checkmate. That's how to checkmate with a king and a rook.